Hey, what's up, guys? It's Apollo Uchiha here, back with a new movie. The name of this movie is What If Naruto Was Madara's Student, and it's going to be my own movie as well. And if you haven't, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of the channel. And without further ado, let's begin our story. Our story begins as we see Naruto and Sasuke at the age of 13, fighting at the Valley of the End. Sasuke Uchiha, the last loyal Uchiha to the Konoha Gakure no Sato, has just abandoned his village to join Orochimaru to gain power to kill his brother, who has slaughtered his whole clan. And in his path now stood his best friend, rival, and teammate, Naruto Uzumaki. Sasuke, come back to the village. This isn't like you. What are you thinking? That's Orochimaru, a traitor to Konoha. Are you willing to betray your own village just to gain power? Yes, Naruto. And you're the last stepping stone in my path. I have to take care of you to gain power from Orochimaru. Because this village hasn't given me any over the years, even if I asked them to give it to me. And Orochimaru promised that he will give me the power and means to destroy my brother once and for all. But Sasuke, we can train together and then we can know, Naruto. You still don't get it, do you? I don't want anything to do with your village anymore, and you as well. Alongside with Team 7, we're finished. Done. I will stop you. I'm not going to let abolish our bonds just like that. There were no bonds to begin with. You are nothing to me. I will make you eat your words, Sasuke. As both of them started to clash with each other, as Sasuke charged his Chidori after fighting some time with Naruto, and Naruto charged his Rasengan as both of them attacked, but their attack were at equal range because Naruto controlled his Rasengan because he didn't want to hurt Sasuke, as Sasuke pierced his Chidori straight through Naruto's chest, hurting Naruto a bit as Naruto slumped to the ground. Why, Sasuke? I thought you were my brother. Why? You were never nothing to me, Naruto. I told you before this battle began. You are the last stepping stone in the path for me to gain power and to destroy my brother. Goodbye, Naruto. And with that said, Sasuke left as Naruto lay there, his vision going blurry as his body started to drown. Am I going to die like this? At least the village will be happy that their demon brat is gone. Naruto's mindscape. Curse you, Showtime. Because of you I have been condemned to this fate. Is this the way the mighty Biju, Kyuubi no Kitsune, is going to die? Might as well leave the brat a present, because he too has suffered, if not a lot, at the hands of his own kin. I'm sorry, little brat. Even if I am the Biju, a heartless one at that, I still won't have and want my little kids to have a life such as yours, being condemned by your own kin. You will gain these powers if you ever manage to survive this. With that said, Kurama started to disappear, and slowly but surely disappeared after leaving some of his residual chakra, mixing and merging with Naruto, but at the end, Naruto still died. Unknown to anyone, there was a figure, a Venus flytrap figure, actually watching the whole battle. What do you think? We don't know. We have to take him to Madara. Do you think that he could heal him? For sure, he has the Rinnegan, remember? Yes, we know. But what is his use? I don't get it. Think about it. He's the loyalest ninja ever. We have monitored him for his whole life, alongside the other Jinchurikis as well. And as you can see, if we were managed to gain his loyalties now that he's dead and thinks that everyone abandons him, or make him think that way, manipulate him, mold him into a killing machine, think about it. Mother will be free before we can think about it. You are correct, brother. Let's take him to Madara then. Yes. As both of Zetsu's halves disappeared into the ground and appeared right beside Naruto's body and took it with them. At the same time, on the other side of the forest, Kakashi and his Ninken Pakun were running. Come on, Pakun, where are the leading to? Which lead to the Valley of the End, Kakashi. We have to hurry because their scent is getting weaker. What? Both of their scents are getting weaker, Kakashi. Oh. Let's hurry, Pakun. As Kakashi and Pakun arrived there, they were met with an empty and destroyed, somewhat, Valley of the End. What happened here? It looks like a battle took place here. Where is Naruto? And where is Sasuke? Pakun, I will look for Naruto. You go look for Sasuke. I think that he's the one that walked away from this battle. I can sense his scent, but it is disappearing in this rain. We have to hurry then, as both of them went their separate ways. But Kakashi looked through whole area, with the Sharingan even, and still couldn't find Naruto. Damn it, maybe he has returned with the other injured ninjas. That must be it. I have to have faith in Naruto. There's no way in hell that hyperactive blonde could have... No, I cannot allow myself to think that way. Let's just hope that Pakun found Sasuke so that we can return with everyone else. After a few moments of waiting, Pakun arrived in a puff of smoke next to Kakashi. Sorry, Kakashi, but it looks like he got away. I couldn't sense his scent anymore. That's okay, Pakun. Let's head back to the village. What about Naruto? I think that he went back to the village alongside others. I still couldn't search for him. I even activated my Sharingan to look through almost half of the forest. I couldn't find him. That must be it, because I still couldn't sense his scent. Let's just hope for the best, Pakun. Well, if you ever need me, Kakashi, for more help, just you know where to call me. Arigato, Pakun. And with that said, Pakun disappeared in a puff of smoke back to its summoning location. As for Kakashi, he dashed back to the village. Once he arrived at the village gates, he was met with an ancient Sakura. Hello, Sensei. Where is Naruto and Sasuke-kun? It looks like Sasuke got away. What do you mean, Naruto? Didn't he arrive with the others? No, Sensei, I was here. Neji, Lee, Kiba, Choji, and the others, alongside Shikamaru, arrived. They were injured, some of them gravely, but there wasn't no trace of Naruto. As if somebody yanked the whole earth underneath Kakashi's feet. Kakashi felt just like that. What? Yes, Sensei. But how? I searched the whole forest almost and couldn't find him or his... Oh no. Kakashi dashed back towards the Valley of the End. No. I couldn't just... No. As Kakashi managed to search whole Valley of the End for more 3 hours until he was called back by an Anbu. Once he arrived back reluctantly, he was led to the Hokage Tower, where he was met with Tsunade and angry Jiraiya. Good, now you're here. Jiraiya, can you get on with this? We still haven't found that brat. If he ever comes back in one piece, I'm going to make him stay in the bed. You don't have to worry about that, Tsunade. What do you mean, Jiraiya? That brat hasn't arrived yet. He's making us wait. I said you don't have to wait. He's dead. He's gone. As both of their eyes widened. What? Yes, Tsunade. He died. I was contacted by Fukusaka-sama. Naruto's name has been taken off from summoning scrolls for the toads. Tsunade's eyes widened as tears started to well from both eyes. And yet another life was taken by that cursed necklace, thought Tsunade. No, it can't be. But the thoughts of Kakashi. But you don't have to say anything, Kakashi. If you had trained him decently, or somewhat at least, this wouldn't have happened. And from what I can see, he died in a battle against none other than Sasuke Uchiha. Jiraiya said without venom that name. If I ever encountered that brat, that and the snake, they will be going down. Because they too have caused enough pain for this world and for us. That's it, Jiraiya left. As Kakashi was taken aback by such words from Jiraiya. Kakashi, you can leave, please. Hi, Hokage-sama. As Tsunade began to cry in her office after locking it up, as Jiraiya was also saddened and broken from inside, but there were no tears because it was hollow from inside already after he lost his first student and the girl he thought of as his daughter, Kushina. Now his godson slash grandson. He lost him as well. Yet to another Uchiha. Cursed them and their dojutsu. Thought none other than Jiraiya as he walked aimlessly in Konoha streets. As for Kakashi, he wanted to head straight towards the stone where he always met Obito or talked to him. Once he arrived there, he was met by another voice. Kakashi sensei, have you talked to Tsunade-sama, and where is Naruto? Sakura, sensei, I've been mean to Naruto. I think about it a lot now. Recently, after the turns of events, that he was always there for me to protect me, and I have been mean to him, nothing else. And I recently discovered that I might have somewhat feelings for him as well. And once he comes back, I'm going to tell that idiot how I feel. And maybe he will this time agree with me going on a date with him when I ask him out instead of him asking me out. And I guess in a way Naruto can just grow over me. And yeah, I guess Sasuke wasn't anything more, just an obsession to me. After all, sensei, you were right. Sakura, it was getting hard for Kakashi to just say the words that he wanted to say to her after this confession. Sakura, Naruto is dead. Sasuke killed him. Sakura's whole world crashing down on her. Her eyes widen. No, it can't be. He promised. He promised he will be back. He promised. I'm sorry, Sakura, but it was confirmed by Jiraiya-sama. Naruto's name has been taken off from summoning scrolls from toads, which indicates that their summoner has died, meaning Naruto is dead, and yet at the hands of none other than his teammate Sasuke Uchiha. As Sakura screamed, yelling no, and ran back to her home, she shut herself in for the next week. As for Tsunade, as she went to hospital to inform the retrieval team about Naruto's death, as she entered the room where the whole retrieval team was, she was met by silence. And then Shikamaru spoke. Well, Tsunade-sama, I hope Naruto and Sasuke had arrived, and yeah, it looks that everyone is good here. Tsunade nodded. Shikamaru. And you guys, I have to tell you a grave news. What? Did the Uchiha got away? Key boss. Big deal. We'll just deal with him when we next time met him. No. It's not about him. Shikamaru already got a gist of it, what was going to happen. Please don't tell me that Naruto got himself injured. And gravely. No. Worse. He's dead. As everyone in the room went into a complete silence. Pin drop silence mode. I'm sorry, what? Shikamaru was the one who asked this. Yes, Shikamaru, he's dead, and is killed by none other than Sasuke Uchiha. As their eyes widened, as Shikamaru and Choji shed tears without saying a word. Kiba and Akamaru too, and Neji just closed his eyes solemnly, because he too was changed by Naruto, and now the said person was dead. As for Gaara, when he heard this, he was broken, but he was consulted and taken care of by his siblings, who motivated him to move forward and move Naruto's legacies and carry with him this time. He reluctantly agreed because he was too grieving this time. As she entered her office, she was met by two elders and a Danzo there. Tsunade-sama, we heard that the Uchiha got away and the retrieval team got injured. Yes, you have heard right. And there is one casualty. I see. This is grave news, but who was the one who died? Naruto Uzumaki. As Koharu gasped and Hamura's eyes were open and Danzo's chest narrowed. And you believe that the Uchiha killed him? Believe it was the Uchiha who killed him. And how do you trust that Naruto is dead? Danzo asked. Jiraiya arrived this morning early, after I sent the retrieval team. It was almost 3 or 4 hours later when he arrived, and informed me that he was informed by Fukusaka-sama himself that Naruto's name has been taken off from the summoning scroll because he is dead. As everyone's eyes widen, and then narrowed, "What of the Uchiha?" asked Koharu. "We don't know anything about him. Maybe he went to Orochimaru because it was his plan, or some of our Anbu surveillance team were seen him encountering and meeting with the Sound Four." I see, so he has turned traitor then. "We must have eradicated the Sharingan when we had that chance," thought Danzo. Even though he was evil, he too knew when and felt sorrow when a loyal ninja died to his village, and he knew, alongside everyone else in the Shinobi Council, alongside elders, that Naruto was a loyal ninja who was motivated and saw Hokages as their hero and motivated by the third Hokage himself, nurtured by him, and they were somewhat happy inside, even if they don't show him. And they, in their own way, tried to protect the boy as well. Yes, Danzo, Koharu, and Hamura tried to protect Naruto. And they were doing somewhat a job as well by protecting him. As for civilian council, yeah, they were the one who bitched about him and wanted him executed. And they feared now that Naruto was gone. Not only they lost a loyal shinobi, they also lost a Jinchuriki, meaning they will look weak in the eyes of other villages. Even if everybody knew this was a wrong time to think about such a thing and think about this situation like that, but it was true to everyone else's face. Naruto was a ninja, an asset, a tool to the village. Even if the words didn't sound right, it was still true. But he was a true loyal ninja who died in a battle against a traitor. So, what are we going to tell the whole village about this? How are we going to tell? We are not going to tell them this. We're just going to say that Naruto has died. We're not going to reveal his heritage. We don't want anyone to defile his grave, said Danzo. And I'm going to send my root Hanbu to locate his body so that we can give him a proper burial at a discreet location, said Danzo. Danzo, you can't. We tried, but we couldn't find his body. Then maybe he is still alive out there. No, that may be worse. Maybe Orochimaru got his body as well, said Danzo, as everyone's eyes widened and then narrowed. It might be a possibility because his body wasn't found. Or maybe it's just that his body drowned in the river. Well, why don't we make that its burial place? What do you mean, Hamura? Well, think about it. Nobody would think or search for a body underwater. Yeah, right. And let's continue with our story, anyways. What do you think? Well, we have to tell the whole council about this. Yes. Anbu. As an Anbu arrived, after Tsunade yelled, "Go call all of the council members. Tell them that if they haven't arrived in half an hour, there will be a hell to pay." So, it seems that the QB is released then. Yes. And it will take some years to be revived. Danzo was now thinking something. There are no Uzumakis left to seal the QB inside of them. Damn it. We have to locate his body to revive him, but how? Maybe the Uzumaki masks. It might be useful. I have to tell Tsunade about this. As much as I hate that brat because of his annoyance and childlike behavior, but I gotta say, he too was quite like Hashirama Sensei in some sense. Danzo said with a smile, inwardly. Well, we will wait for the meeting. On the other side, in a cave, Zetsu arrived with a limp body of a child in an orange jumpsuit. What have you brought me, Zetsu? And why a corpse nonetheless? Madara. He is an Uzumaki, so what do you want me to do? He was killed by one of your clansmen, or so to be thought of last one of them. You mean Sasuke Uchiha, the last one of us? Yes, the same one, in order to gain Mangekyo, but it seems that he failed, whatsoever. That isn't how you achieve the Mangekyo Sharingan. Anyway, why have you brought him to me? Well, you can train him, and you can mold him into your weapon, and then maybe he will be loyal enough to execute your plan, the Moon Eye plan. I see. Well, what you are saying is true, Zetsu. But isn't he a loyalist ninja? I thought all Uzumakis were loyal once they've proven their loyalty to their village. You are right, but we can mold him into our own weapon, don't you think? As Madara smirked. You are correct, and think about it, Madara. We can finally encounter that fake masked man who claimed to be you and attack Konoha with Kyuubi 13 years ago. That is correct. Correct indeed. Go, Zetsu. I have things to prepare for his arrival. And Zetsu disappeared. Oh, and keep monitoring pain for me, will you? I want to know what the Fakester and the Akatsuki are doing now. It will be done, Madara. As Zetsu disappeared because he was a spy in Akatsuki. Unknown to everyone, it was Zetsu who played Madara alongside with Obito, and he was the main culprit behind controlling and attacking the village and controlling the Akatsuki on both ends. But unknown to him, Madara already knew and see through his plans. Because of his yabbling to himself a lot, Madara heard his true plans. Pathetic excuse of a human being. He thinks he can control me, Madara Uchiha. I feel so stupid when I was controlled at the young time. But then again, I was young and stupid at that time. As I aged, I have grown more mature. I will mold him into a perfect human being. You were right, Hashirama. There can be peace achieved. I'll make damn sure that he will be the one to achieve that peace and take under control the 10 Tails demon when it is revived. Naruto Uzumaki, you will be the one who will carry the name of Ghost of Uchiha after me. I will implant my eternal Sharingan alongside with Rinnegan into your eyes through DNA transplantation. It is the best effective way, after all. And before that, as he activated his Sharingan, that morphed into Mangekyo, and then it morphed into the Rinnegan with ripples. Edo Tensei. As Madara said, after doing his hand seals, then Rinne rebirth. After these two jutsus, Madara was lost with half of his chakra. As Naruto was revived and breathing again, his color changed. And he opened his eyes for a moment before he fell unconscious. What the? And after saying these words, Naruto fell unconscious and Madara smirked. Good. Rest, my boy, because you will become my successor and my tool to get revenge on Zetsu. Don't worry, my friend. I will not let him harm this world or your legacy, Hashirama. Until then, wait for me, because my time has yet to come. Until we meet again. And with that said, Mother disappeared into the shadows once again. After 1 month of staying in coma, Naruto was revived and opened his eyes again. What? Where am I? As Naruto tried to get up, he felt hurt as he laid back down. What is going on? My throat feels so dry. I don't feel any power in my body. Don't move, kiddo, because you were rescued and revived. What? I thought I was killed. Yes, that's what I just mentioned. You were revived. Man, all Uzumakis are dumb. I forgot about that. All Uzumaki men are dumb like him. Damn it. Well, kiddo, my name is Madara Uchiha. Yeah, right, old man. Madara was killed by Hashirama Senju. For one time in class when this was discussed, I paid attention. As Madara grew a tick mark and then sweat drop. Yes, it seems Konoha hides many of the secrets from their new and younger generation after all. Thank you, my friend, for doing this for me. Well, anyways, he didn't kill me, and your academy told you a lie. How so? Naruto now had a cup of water unknown to him sitting beside him. As he took it and chugged it down, still didn't explain me. How so you are Madara? As Madara closed his eye and activated his Sharingan that morphed into Mangekyo, then into Rinnegan. You see now, boy, I am the ghost of Uchiha. Madara Uchiha. It's true. Then why have you revived me then? Well, I have revived you because Mother activated some seals that were silencing seals and privacy seals, meaning no one can get in and out of that seal unless Mother wants them to. Kid, I am going to tell you some grave news. This world is in danger, and I require your help to save it. Huh? How so? I still have a promise to fulfill. Think about it. If there is no world there, how can you fulfill your promise, kid? As Naruto thought, what you say is true, old man, so yeah, tell me, how can we stop this? This is grave news indeed. If there is no world, I'm not going to be Hokage anytime soon. If there is no village... Yes, you are true, and to your word, Naruto. How can you be Hokage if there is no village? Well, you see, Naruto, there is a way to stop it. Huh? How so? Well, for once, I'm going to give you my Sharingan through blood transplantation, meaning you have the same abilities as me, and my Sharingan as well. Whoa, awesome! And how is that possible? Well, we can do that by using some of Hashirama cells that Hashirama gave me after, he beat me in the battle. Yeah, Madara was still sore about losing his battle with Hashirama at a young age, but oh well. It was a rivalry between two friends, so what you can say about it? I see. And what else, old man? I'm going to train you, young Link, and give you my Gunpei, the true one. It seems that the fake one I put in the Uchiha shrine was stolen by this fakester who claimed to be me and attacked Konoha 13 years ago. 13 years ago? Hey, that's the time when I was born. It seems there are a lot of connections. And I have to tell you the grave news. You have to search for them later on. The grave news is that the one that manipulated me and this fakester who claims to be me is none other than Zetsu, who works for me now, but he is manipulating me, or so he thought. Due to his yambling to himself, I found out his true intentions. He wants to revive his mother, the rabbit goddess, the goddess of chakra, the mother of all nature, Kaguya Otsutsuki, who was sealed by none other than Sage of the Six Spots. You know, the one who created Bijus and chakra, gave chakra to the humans. Oh yeah, I heard about him somewhat. The super old Sage bot, Grams, right? Yeah, the same one. Anyways, Zetsu is will of Kaguya and created by him, or so he calls himself, and he wants to revive his quote-unquote mother, or as he likes to say her. And for that he wants me or this fakester to grab the nine-tailed Biju and put it in a Garo statue to revive the 10 tails, and one of us who has the Rinnegan has to become his Jinchuriki, and after doing so, he will do the rest. After the Infinite Tsukiyomi is casted, it will break in the seals on the moon, and everyone in the world will be cast in a dreamlike state, and their chakra will be absorbed to their core. I have searched through this whole moon-like plan and came to a conclusion that it will cause destruction to this whole world and nothing else. So how can we stop this? Because from what you tell me, I'm not that strong as you can see. And yeah, how are we going to stop this being if you say he is so strong? Well, kid, that is why I'm here to train you. And your mission will be to protect the Bijus from the Akatsuki. Yeah, but I don't have the nine tails. Yes, but in due times, when your training is completed, when you reach the age of 16, that nine tails will be revived. But in a younger state, because of the Shinigami seal, he will be revived in a kid form, not as a huge fox that you saw him as. So once you found him, maybe he will be loyal to you after you gain his loyalty. alongside the other Bijus and to protect them from humans and other threats such as Akatsuki and Kaguya. I will do my best, old man. You better believe it. It's a promise of a lifetime. Naruto said with a thumbs up. Alright then, Naruto. Let's get on with our transplantation. As Naruto lay down after Madara instructed him, and Madara also lay down there, as Madara made 2 shadow clones. Now you know what to do. As the clones nodded and the transplantation began. After 3 hours, when Naruto woke up, he had bandages over his eyes. And Madara was still there, unfazed. So, I guess it went as planned. If you feel a little bit pain. A little pain? Old man, it stings so much. There are new pathways for chakra to be created into your eyes directly. So yeah, it will hurt like a bitch. Stingy old man could have told me. I heard that. Perhaps you're in for a treat because I'm going to teach you all my ways. As Naruto gulped, still bandages over his eyes, as Madara smirked. I haven't felt alive like this since Hashirama died. Maybe this kid might bring out the old spark in me. And the old sadist Madara will be revived once again, as Madara wanted to chuckle evilly but he couldn't. On the other side of the elemental nations, Konoha, Gakure, no Sato, Naruto's death and Sasuke's defection was announced to the whole village. People were happy that Naruto was dead. Those who hated him and were mad at Uchiha for betraying them. And those who loved Naruto straight out hated the Uchiha, in which it concluded all of the Rookie 9 alongside Sakura and Ino as well. And Hinata, she became crazy. Crazy, like so much crazy, because when she heard the news, she cried, and her father didn't like this because even if the kid was true and genuine and cared about her daughter, but he wanted his daughter to be strong because she was the clan heir, and she berated Naruto in front of her. That was the wrong move he did because he thought that after doing so, Hinata would be motivated, but he was right in that sense, but he was wrong because he created a monster that day. She was called the goddess of death on earth because she killed mercilessly those who ever encountered her as enemies. After that day, Hinata trained, in her own sense, in night and day. After 1 month of training hard and vigorously, she challenged her father for clan head position, and her father accepted reluctantly, and she beat her father to the ground like a pulp. After beating and washing her hands out of her own father's blood, Hiashi was hospitalized and rendered that he couldn't use gentle fist dance anymore. The elders were scared of her. They wanted to brand her, but she killed off and executed the elders altogether. She was now the sole controller of the whole clan. She abolished the cage bird seal and named Hisashi's son, Neji Yuga, as the branch head of the clan. Branch as her branch, not as the main and branch family branch. You mean like secretary, right? Yeah, the same one. Anyways, let's continue on with our story. The cage bird seal was banned from ever to be used in the Yuga clan again, and the Yugas were stronger than ever. They were treated fairly, and their children were not forced to be taught gentle fist if they didn't want to learn it. If they wanted to be civilians, they could be civilians. And to preserve the Byakugan, when the person was dead, then the seal was placed on them, regardless of main or the side branch family. If either of them a person dies, there will be a seal placed on them to protect the Byakugan. That will turn Byakugan into dull shade and make it completely useless, and then they will be buried. It was a bad thing, but that was what Hinata had to agree, because it was branch family alongside with the main family combined together asking her to do this because they wanted to preserve the Byakugan. Neji was forever grateful for this, but he was scared and sad for Hinata because she was hurting each day inside because of Naruto. That. But unknown to Hinata, her guts told her, her heart told her that her Naruto is out there, waiting for her to be rescued. On the other side, as Naruto trained with Madara, he knew about his true feelings. He liked Sakura, but he liked Hinata as well, and somewhat Ino. Now he was confused, damn confused, of who he will go on a date with. And once he asked Madara, Madara just told him, why not all for yourself? As Naruto was taken aback by this answer, then he thought, why the hell not? And he also met with Zetsu, and after meeting him, he got these creepy vibes. He called him a creepy dude as well once he left. As for the Akatsuki, he also started to hunt them down one by one. The first target of his was none other than Sasori of the Red Sand, a strong opponent in his own right, but Naruto was taught how to deal with him in stealth-like manner, and that's how he dealt with. Sasori was traveling back after hunting a nuclein and taking bounty with him back to the Akatsuki base. As he was walking in the woods, unknown to him, a figure was following him in the shadows. As he stopped and looked up to see the figure, "You can come out now." "Did you think I wouldn't sense you?" Sasori said with a smirk, but unknown to him, it was a shadow clone. As he felt sudden pain, his eyes widened as his mouth spat a huge amount of blood from it. As his eyes towards down his stomach, he saw a kid-like figure. "What? How?" "You think I was a fool to follow you like that? That was a trap and you fell right into it. Goodbye, Sasori of the Red Sand. I hope you rot in hell. Don't worry, your friends will be following you soon." And with that said, Naruto extracted back his katana and then shoved it right back in, straight piercing through his heart, killing Sasori in one blow. As Naruto took out his scroll and sealed his body, and then dug up a deep 8 feet hole with the help of a shadow clone and buried it there, to be ever forgotten there, so that no one could get hold of it. And when Naruto returned, his hands were shaking, and his blue eyes turned red with 3 tomos in them. Yes, Naruto gained his Sharingan and 2 tomos when he was training with Madara. Because of his brutal training, he gained a mature Sharingan after killing the first man by his hand. "It won't come off," Naruto said, as tears started to well up in his eyes as he cried. "It's okay, Naruto. That's how you feel when you kill a person for the first time. Does it ever get easier? How can I get over this?" "You can't. You just have to live by it." I can't. It hurts. But you have to do this, Naruto. Think about all these lives these people kill. All the parents, all the orphan children they left behind by killing their parents. All the parents who they kill their children. Think about them. Think about the Moonlight Plan. If that ever comes to existence, the whole world will be destroyed. Many of the children, newborns, their parents, the old people, the good ones will die, which are in many, many, many numbers. You are right, Sensei. You are right. I have to do this, even if I don't like it. No one likes killing Naruto, but we do it in order to protect those who have the right to be protected, and those who are weak can't protect themselves. You're right, Sensei. You're right. I will do it. Even if it hurts. I have to protect my friends and my family. My precious people. Back in Konoha, I will not let anyone destroy that village or hurt any single one of them. I see. Sasori is dead then. Who is the next target, Sensei? Naruto said, as his 3 Tomo Sharingan blazed. As Madara smirked. Fine. The next one is this. He pointed straight towards Hidan. Isn't he the mortal one? Yes. I have a way of killing him. Or a plan, you can say. How? Well, hear me out. As Madara explained Naruto how to kill him. On the other side, Hidan was just finishing his ritual to give blood of a virgin girl to Jiashin-sama. As he was done, he said, "You can come out now. I hope you enjoyed the show." "Yes, indeed, but your terror comes to an end today." like Jashin-sama would ever let me die here, and by the hands of a kid nonetheless. Let's dance then, Naruto said as he activated a Sharingan and got his gunbei out. Oh, and Uchiha, and what's this? A fan. That's Madara's fan, said Hidan, getting serious. How do you have it? Ah, I see you know about Sensei's fan then, Sensei. Well, you know the secret. Now I have to kill you then. Naruto disappeared in a flash, a dark one, and a yellow one as well. His red eyes followed the trail of the yellow flash. As he appeared in front of him, let's dance, shall we? Naruto said with a smirk, a vicious one, as both of them battled. As Hidan used his psyche and tried to stab Naruto, but to no avail. But Naruto countered him back at each step. This is getting boring, you know. Let's take it up a notch, shall we? Naruto said. Naruto then made hand signs and said, Roaring dragons of lightning, Jutsu! As two dragons, formed of lightning, came down from heaven and struck on Hidan, as Hidan was now laying in crater, beaten and broken. I can't die here. Wow, all it took was one of my personally created jutsu to take you down like a bitch. Now I know you can't be killed, but I have a way of doing so. What are you doing? Oh, this is going to hurt you more than I think it will. Naruto's laughing could be heard as Hidan's screams could be heard as well. And after some time, we see Naruto burying a part of a body, and with that it's done. Naruto was currently in Kumo, at the topest of mountain, and dug a deep hole inside the said mountain of 10 to 15 feet deep and buried Hidan's head there, who was screaming still, and filled it with earth's jutsu. Naruto has buried Hidan's all body parts all across the elemental nations in different villages, so nobody could revive him even if one of them found his part, which was almost difficult because Naruto dug so deep that it almost reached the core of the earth itself. Yeah, Hidan will be screaming due to heat as well. As Naruto returned once more, his Sharingan was starting to morph into Madara's Mangekyo as well. Well, Naruto, congratulations, you have unlocked the second stage of the Sharingan, the Mangekyo. I guess it's time for the eye transplant then. You told me that how you have to take the eyes of someone. No, Naruto, it's not in your case because I had the internal Mangekyo and you gained my powers and abilities and Sharingan, meaning you had the internal all along. I see. So I'm going to train you in how to activate your Susanoo and how to use Limbos as well. I see. You already know how to cast Genjutsus as well, so yeah, let's train then. Naruto's hair, due to Madara's DNA in him now, was changing into silky straight hair, but still blonde. Somewhat, it still had somewhat of the edges that were rough like Naruto's, but Naruto wanted his hair to grow, and due to 2 years of traveling, his hair grew a lot, and he almost looked identical to Madara, but with blonde hair and blue eyes. His whisker marks were a lot lighter and almost like faded scars there now on his face, because he wasn't a Jinchuriki. As he was training and meditating, he was still thinking about his battle with Sasuke. Sasuke, you really are foolish. And believe me when I say this, once we encounter again, I will break your body down into millions of pieces, and then bring you back to the village if I have to. Don't worry, Sakura-chan, just wait some more. I'll bring back your Sasuke-kun. Even though it hurts, but yeah, I'll bring him back for you. On the other side, Hinata, alongside Ino and Sakura, were apprenticed by none other than Tsunade because the three girls wanted to become strong and avenge Naruto's death and kill Sasuke themselves. They were known as the three new ice princesses and queens of Konoha because whoever tried to talk to them was always met with icy glares and silence, nothing else. Konohamaru also became a prodigy after learning that his boss died at the hands of Uchiha. He wanted revenge, but he was told by Asuma that he couldn't get revenge or kill anyone because he was weak. After these words, Sar- Konohamaru knew that even if it hurts, they were true, and he asked Asuma to train him, and Asuma did as he was told. But Asuma was surprised when he saw his father in Konohamaru because it was as like Saratobi Hiruzen has survived in his own grandson, because Konohamaru was following his grandfather's footsteps and becoming a strong and legendary shinobi, as once his grandfather was held and regarded as. And as for Tsunade, she closed her heart up as well, and Jiraiya lost his pride and demeanor as well. Kakashi was once again cold to everyone else and became an Anbu again, and Team 7 was disbanded. Sakura was full-time apprentice of Tsunade herself. Jiraiya wanted to die now because he failed not only his duties as the godfather for his student/son, but also as a teacher again. Damn it. Sometimes I wish this alcohol that I drinks a lot now just kill me. But I can't die because of that damn medical toad oil that I drank when I first became a sage. Wow. Life's a bitch, I just have to wait for someone to kill me then, in a battle. As he was waiting to be met by one of his spies as he arrived. Good, Kato, you're here, so tell me, did you get any news? Yes, Jiraiya-sama. It seems that the Akatsuki members, 2 of them at least, are missing for quite some time. As for the other Akatsuki, they are getting restless and tired of waiting for them. It seems that the 2 of them have abandoned them and went their own way. As for the other, they are going to start making their move soon. Because I don't know why, but it seems they're getting restless, that's all I see. Thank you, Kato. I will take this information back to the Hokage and inform him. Here, this is your reward. And with that said, Jiraiya left. Back in Konoha no Sato, it has been 3 years almost since Jiraiya left after saying that Naruto had died. Once he arrived back in, he headed straight towards Hokage Tower, where he knocked on the door. Enter, said another voice from the other side. Once he entered, he was met by a changed Tsunade. As her eyes went, Jiraiya, you're back. Tsunade. It's been a long time. Wow, he changed a lot during these 3 years. I guess the brat is still hard on him, just like all of us. So Jiraiya, what brings you here back to our village after so many years? Well, Tsunade, I think the Akatsuki is on the move, and whatever they are doing is not good. And I'm going to investigate their main base. One of my spies along the way I came here told me their location. They're in Amegakure. Their leader is at least. No, Jiraiya, you can't go there alone. I will. Even if it's the last thing I do. I have to go. I have to know what they're planning, because I can save so many lives. Jiraiya, this is a suicidal mission, you know. I know, Hime. Jiraiya smiled for the first time in 3 years. Didn't know you care, but I gotta say it felt nice. Anyways, Hime, I'll be leaving soon, so yeah. Goodbye, Jiraiya said, as Tsunade was on the verge of crying, but did nothing. Promise me you will come back. As Jiraiya stopped in his tracks. What? Promise me you will come back. I'll try. No, you have to promise. I promise you, man, Jiraiya said with a smile as he left. You better keep your word, Jiraiya, or I will come back in Afterlife and beat your ass, Tsunade said as she was crying in her office, unknown to everyone. On the other side, elders were trying their best to keep the civilians under control because they were trying to gain more power after Naruto's death, because Tsunade was in grievance. But unknown to them, Tsunade already taken back a lot of power from civilians because she was now cold, stone cold, and more scarier than usual. Even the elders were somewhat afraid. Even Danzo was somewhat afraid of Tsunade's new behavior and this new Tsunade. It was as if the old Tsunade was replaced by her. But everyone knew it was Naruto's death which caused this. They all missed the damn blonde brat somewhat now. But mainly, all of them knew that it was Tsunade who missed him the most. On the other side, Naruto had already gotten the location of the Akatsuki head, Pain, or so he calls himself, by Madara himself. I see, so he's in Amegakure. Yes, we will go there now and take him down once and for all. And once you do, take his Rinnegan and destroy it. I see. Anything else, Sensei? Yes, Naruto. I'm dying. Naruto's eyes widened. Wait, what? Why didn't you say anything before? I'm getting too old, Naruto. Way beyond my prime or old years. I'm over 100 years old. And I had this feeling that I was going to die soon after the transplantation and your revival. You mean No, Naruto, you weren't the cause. I revived you because of my own selfish reasons, you see. I wanted revenge on Zetsu. No, Sensei, it was not selfish, it was righteous. Even if you wanted revenge, it was for the right thing. As Madara's eyes widened, then Madara smiled. Arigato, Naruto. Because of you I can rest, finally, after so many years. Take revenge on Zetsu for me, will ya? And yeah, all of my scrolls have been sealed in this kanji that I've written on your shoulder. Use your blood and wipe it on this kanji and all of my knowledge will be at your disposal. Learn from it, gain experience, and become the second coming of the Kami of War in the battlefield, or so they call me. Goodbye, Naruto. And yeah, I will see you again in the afterlife, but don't come running there too early again. I promise, Sensei. I promise, Naruto said as he cried. And another thing, please destroy my body. Don't let it be buried. I don't want to be revived by that Senju's second grade Edo Tensei Jutsu. Fine, Sensei. Fine. Here, take this. What is this? This is my Konoha forehead protector. You can keep this as my memento to you, alongside my gunbei. Arigato, Sensei. Arigato. My battle armor will be there. You can wear it as well from now on. Arigato, Sensei. I promise to keep your legacy alive. You already did, Naruto. You already did. And with these words, Madara died. Naruto cried for some time, silent tears, as he burned Madara's body to a crisp, leaving nothing but ashes. As he took Madara's ashes and with the yellow flash disappeared and buried them deep down a secret location, only which he knew where it was. As he got back to the hideout where Madara and he trained for almost 3 years, he took out his armor, Madara's armor, which consisted of black clothing underneath and red armor on top. After he wore this, he tied his forehead protector or his senses forehead protector on his arm and wear gloves and tied gunbei on his back. As his long hair flew, as he activated his Sharingan, time to hunt down the Akatsuki and stop Bijus from being taken as prisoners anymore. Link break. Jiraiya has infiltrated the Amegakure as he was going through some secret tunnel base, as he was encountered by a purple-haired woman with golden eyes. It's been a long time, Jiraiya-sensei. Why have you come here? Konan. If you're here, then yes, Nagato and Yaiko are here as well. Where are they? Why are you wearing Akatsuki robes? Well, to answer your question, Sensei, it's because of us. Another figure came. It had orange hair, a lot of piercing, and Rinnegan. Yahiko. Wait. Nagato. Is that you? Yes, Sensei. It's me, Nagato. What happened to Yahiko? Conan was reluctant but told he died. He died because one of your Konoha shinobi joined hands with Hanzo the Salamander and made me kill Yahiko. What? Who? Orochimaru. Who else? Damn it! Damn you, Orochimaru. How many lives have you destroyed? On the other side, Naruto also infiltrated the Amegakure, and once he arrived there, he saw that his sensei, or previous sensei, Jiraiya, almost getting stabbed to death by 6 people as he disappeared in a yellow flash and sliced through them, each and every one of them, through his gunpei. Pick someone of your own size. Isn't it unfair to go against one man using all of you? I think it's quite unfair, Naruto said as he activated his 3 Tomo Sharingan on each eye. As Jiraiya looked upwards towards the figure. Who are you? As Naruto looked towards him, still activated his Sharingan. Hello, Aerosonin. It's been a long time. As Jiraiya's eyes widened, before he fell unconscious. Naruto. Rest, Aerosonin. I gotta take care of this. As Naruto made a shadow clone and that took Jiraiya away. As Naruto looked towards the remaining Tendo Pot and Conan, as Naruto said, after unsheathing his gunpei once more, let's dance, shall we? As his Sharingan morphed into the Mangekyo. As Naruto activated the Limbo clones and attack and sent them to locate the original Nagato because he heard the whole conversation through his mental link that he created through Fuinjutsu seals. He created this seal when he was training under Madara, who trained him in Fuinjutsu, Taijutsu, and his own personal jutsus, and helped Naruto create the twin dragon from heaven, that from lightning that he created as well, alongside Kirin, the thunderclap, and a lot of other lightning jutsus. He even mastered a next version of Chidori and Raikiri, which was an overpowered Chidori actually, nothing else. And he also mastered Rasen Shuriken that he created with his own wind affinity as well. And he also managed to create his own Susanoo, which was surprisingly white, unlike Madara's blue one, but similar to that of Madara. He still could call meteors, but he didn't try that yet. As he was battling against both of them, his Limbo clones managed to locate the true Nagato and stabbed him straight through the hearts and burned his body and Rinnegan to crisps as the Tendo fell during the battle, as his body started to disintegrate into nothingness alongside the other parts of pain. What did you do? You think I was a fool to fight you and while knowing that the original you or him was not here? As her eyes narrowed, you killed him. Nope. As her eyes widened, as her head fell to the ground, seeing her own body, or headless body, I killed all of you. Amaterus, as Conan's body burned. I will not let you survive even if you lived hellish of lives, but you will kill many in the future, and I cannot let you do that. I see that the leader has been taken care of. It's time to take care of the fake Madara. But not for now. I have to take Sensei back to the village. It's time I return back to my home, to my friends, to my family. Naruto said with a smile as he met his clone outside Amegakure, as after he and his clone carried Jiraiya back to the village. Once they arrived there, they headed straight towards the hospital. As Naruto barged in, kicking the main door open and headed towards the main emergency room. Is there a doctor available? As Sakura, Ino, and Hinata, who were there, rushed outside after the ruckus. What is it, mister? Why are you causing a ruckus here? Sakura-chan, please help Aerosonin here. He's hurt badly. Please. Her eyes widened. All of them, as they stared at the long haired blonde with blue eyes. Naruto? Yeah, it's a long time. It's been a long time, Sakura, but please help Jiraiya here. He's injured. We can talk and catch up on later, please. You have a lot to answer for, Naruto. You better not leave yet. Eh? Fine, please just hurry up and save him. As the Anbus who were surveillancing there already informed the Hokage of the sudden turns of events, as Tsunade also rushed there. And without thinking anything, when Naruto turned around, seeing the angry blonde marching towards her, he was ready for a beating. Bachan, please, I can explain. But before he could say anything, he was engulfed in a hug, and a bear-crushing one at that. Yukata, we thought you died. After 10 minutes of bone-crushing hug, when Naruto couldn't breathe and his face was almost blue, Tsunade let go, as Naruto took chunks of air inside and outside. Phew, Bachan, you almost killed me to death. You have a lot to answer for, Naruto. But where's Jiraiya? Yeah, I brought him back. What happened to him? My aunt was told me you were carrying him. Well, you see, he was kind of battling the leader of the Akatsuki, who had the Rinnegan, and yeah, he was almost stabbed to death, but luckily, I managed to arrive at the nick of a time and save him, you can say. Well, that's a good news as well. So, Naruto. Yeah, don't worry about that, Bachan. I still have your necklace here. You see, I will not lose this, even if I die. Tsunade smiled warmly at Naruto. He still kept his promise, and that was good. Once Jiraiya recovered and was put on sedatives and to sleep, and out of danger, Naruto alongside with the rest of the Rookie 9 who were informed to meet at the Hokage Tower and the clan elders, as well as the elders of the village also arrived there, and the civilians were almost terminated because they were not a council part anymore. They were just civilians, nothing else. Once the council was gathered, they waited for their Hokage to begin. Well, everyone, I have a good news for each and every one of you. Actually, two. One of them is that Jiraiya almost died and was saved. Phew. Well, we didn't lose another Sanin, that's a good thing. And the leader of the Akatsuki is dead as well. And at the heads of our fallen comrade, or so we thought. Tsunade-sama, who is this comrade? Said an Anbu with dog mask. Well, Inu, remove your mask, please. As Kakashi removed his mask and everyone gasped, mainly the younger generation. Kakashi-sensei. Hello, Sakura. Kakashi said. It's been a long time. 3 years, sensei. I was worried. Arigato. But I had to take care of some things. I straightened some things out. I see, said Sakura. Anyways, what is it, sensei? And where is that idiot? Huh? What are you talking about, Sakura? Well, you're in for a surprise, Kakashi-sensei. And you all as well, said Ino. Well, don't spoil the surprise now, Ino, Sakura. And Hinata as well. Hinata was stoic, but in the inside she was feeling and jumping with joy. And in came barging through the door, Naruto. Well, hello everyone. I know it's been a long time, but how you been up to? And how you doing? Said Naruto in his cheerful smile. As every one of them almost had a moment where their eye socket almost fell out of their eyes. Naruto? Yeah. Who else would it be? Wow, you look quite different. As the elders remained quite silent, that Gunbei, that Smadras, and that armor as well, and that features, they're so identical to him. Said Danzo, gaining everyone's attention. Young Naruto, we are quite pleased to see that you are alive and well, but we wanted to ask you one thing. How are you alive? We all know that once a summoner's name is removed from the scroll, he dies. Well, that's why I'm here to tell you all that. Well, you see, I was rescued and revived by none other than Madara Uchiha himself. There were a lot of gasps, and the one who attacked the village 13 years ago by releasing the QB and possibly killing my parents, as other gasps were heard. was the fake Madara, or who impersonated him. The original Madara was living in a cave just outside the Valley of the End, 3 to 4 kilometers at the north side. What? Yes, he was alive. Was. Or is, said Danzo. Well, he was, until he died a few days ago. And yeah, he asked me to destroy his body. And I did, and buried his ashes so no one can revive him again. By using that quote unquote, as he likes to say, the Senju's accursed second-hand copy of my Edo Tensei. Yep, that's definitely him, said Hamura. So how did he survive? Well, he said that Hashirama didn't kill him, he let him go, and healed him by using his own cells, after stabbing him through his sword and presenting that sword as he killed Madara to everyone. But why would Hashirama Sensei do this? He wanted his friend to live. He gave him a second chance. And along the years, he knew why he attacked the village. He was being manipulated by Zetsu. As Naruto activated the seals, the same one that Madara taught him, that wouldn't let Zetsu in. And Naruto informed who Zetsu is and what his true original plans were, and how he wanted to manipulate Madara and the second figure once he knew that Madara was going to betray him, or so he thought as well. That Madara was getting out of his grip. He recreated a second Madara, which is believed to be another Uchiha who went rogue, and how he was revived and how he trained and how he was the one killing Akatsuki one by one. Also how he managed to kill only 4 of them. Their leader Pain, or fake leader, or Conan the Paper Angel, Sorcery of the Red Sands, Hidan the Immortal. The only ones left were Kakuzu the Immortal, Kisame Hoshigaki of Kiri, Itachi Uchiha of Konoha Gakure no Sato, and Deidara the Mad Bomber of Eva, and Tobi, an interesting figure, if one may ask, and Zetsu, nonetheless, the main culprit behind everything. This is indeed craving news, Naruto. But tell me, what with the new look? Asked none other than Sakura. Well, you can say that this is kind of when you have a DNA transplantation. Transplantation? With whom? Well, guess who? Madara himself. What? Yeah, he gave me Sharingan and its abilities. What do you mean? As Naruto activated his 3-tome of Sharingan, then his Mangekyo, then it morphed into the Rinnegan, as all of them guessed. You have the Rinnegan. Well, yeah. And not just any Rinnegan, I can use them to their full potential as well. As Kakashi was happy and surprised, he returned back to his normal behavior as his eye morphed after 3 years into a U-shaped smile. Well, Naruto, I'm happy to see that you're back. And can I talk to you after this meeting? Oh yeah, sure thing, Kakashi-sensei. At least he called me sensei still. I promise, Naruto, I will make up to you this time. On the other side, we go towards Sasuke. He was still training hard and managed to gain his powers as in canon. It's time to take down Itachi, I guess, he thought. He then went towards sleeping form of Orochimaru and killed him using his beam of lightning chakra, and formed the Team Taka and left Orochimaru's base as well, and became an S-rank criminal on his own during the 3 years after gaining the power. But Naruto was already out of his league, way ahead, double S-rank shinobi on his own fight. Bigger threat to the whole world if he wanted to be. Well, after the meeting was done in Konoha Gakure, Naruto was welcomed back with open arms. He waited in the training ground teams of Team 7, where he was met with Kakashi after some time. Naruto, it's been a long time, isn't it? Yes, sensei, it's been a long time. How have you been? Good. So, what is it you wanted to talk about, sensei? Well, Naruto, I wanted to say sorry to you for not being a good teacher. Naruto's eyes widened, and then he smiled. You don't have to worry about that, sensei. You've been a great teacher to me. You saved me a lot. Taught me what it means to be a teammate. Those were some lifelong valuable lessons in their own rights. To be honest though, if you didn't even teach me a thing except for the tree climbing exercise, Kakashi's sweat drops and almost face vaulted. I know that, but you're still a great sensei in your own right. I know that you've been through a lot, and I can see why you acted that way. Because of your friend, right? How do you know, Naruto? Kakashi said with a wide eye. Well, you see, I kind of an habit to follow you around, just to prank you because you didn't want to train me in the Chunin exams. Oh, I see. And that's when I saw you talking to a stone. At first, I thought you were crazy, but when I heard what you were talking about, I was sad and knew why you did what you did. And to be honest, I forgive you, and I'm not even mad at you. I would do the same, Sensei. And besides, there's not like anything's gonna change me. I'm still the old me, hey. As Kakashi eyes smiled once again, Arigato, Naruto. As tears started to fall down from his eye, you don't know how much of a burden that left it out of my shoulders after he said that. It's okay, Sensei. Hey, don't cry now. I'm not good with this crying stuff, you know. Guess you're right. Well, I guess I have things to take care of, so yeah. Yeah, Sensei, it's okay. You can go. But believe me when I say this, I'm going to prank the hell out of you for my revenge. As Kakashi shivered. I guess I have to look out for myself then, Kakashi said then with a smile, controlling his shivers. Oh, you will. Jane, Sensei, Naruto said as he left, and arrived at one place that he hasn't visited for over 3 years of torture and missing Ichiraku Ramen. As he entered there, he greeted, Oi, old man Tenuichi, how you been? I am a-chan. You look so good now. You've grown. Who are you? Naruto, is that you? Ayame then tackled him down to the ground with a hug as she cried, You're okay. You're alive. Yeah, as Naruto explained them the whole story and how Madara trained him and how he was going to save the world, yada yada yada, and all that stuff. Wow, Naruto, that's an interesting story. Well, that's what I've been up to 3 years. Now I have been away from ramen too damn long. Please, 15 bowls of miso ramen and 15 bowls of chicken ramen, please. Coming right up, said Tenuichi with a smile on his face, and first 2 bowls are on the house. Hey, thank you. Nothing better than a free ramen. As Naruto chugged down the 30 bowls and paid for them and left after greeting them and talking to them for an hour. As he was walking home, he encountered Sakura first. Naruto, we have to talk. Oh, yeah, I guess, Sakura. John, let's talk. Not me alone. Actually 2 others also wanted to talk with you. Huh? Who else? It's us. Ino said, alongside with Hinata. Okay. Where do you want to talk? Well, how about we go to my compound? Your compound, Hinata. Won't your father? You don't have to worry about him, Naruto-kun. He's been already taken care of. I guess you've been away and you don't know. I'm the new clan head. And yes, they will not do anything to disrespect you. You can come with me as my honored guest, and always welcome there, Hinata said with a little smile on her face. As 3 of them arrived there, alongside with Naruto, they were in Hinata's own personal office room. As Hinata activated her seals. Well, what is it? Well, we have something to say. During the years Naruto was away, they came to an agreement. If Naruto somehow survived, because they all had a feeling that Naruto was alive out there, they will all share him with each other. Along during the years, Ino also discovered that she had feelings for Naruto. Somewhat. And when they talked to him, they said, in unison, We 3 love you and want to date you. Wait, what? Yes, Naruto, we want to date you, and we love you. Well, I guess it makes it easier for me to say, and yeah, I guess I love you all, 3 of them, in some way, I guess. And to make things work out, why don't we go on dates and yeah, and see how things go from there. as the three of them smiled and cheered. And yep, we're going to time skip 6 months later. We see Naruto tied to a pole in a marriage altar where three brides were waiting for him. Wait, how did things move so fast? Few months ago, I was hunting down Akatsuki and almost managed to kill them except for that orange mask bastard, and the next thing I knew, I was here. Wow, 6 months passed surely faster than I thought. And Naruto's heritage was revealed to the village and to the whole elemental nation alongside him as well, once his name was written down in the bingo book as a double S rank shinobi, as the ghost of Uchiha, or the kami of war in the battlefield. And the only warning that was written in the bingo books of all elemental nation was to avoid or to pray that he kills you swiftly. And truth to be told, Team Taka's leader, Sasuke, was downright pissed, alongside with Itachi. Not as mad, but he was happy, but still kind of jealous that Naruto gained the title of their ancestor, the most powerful Uchiha ever to live, Madara Uchiha himself. And his appearance resembled him quite a lot, and he was getting annoyed by this. He wanted to meet him and this doppelganger and made him want to tell why he looked so much like him. And once he encountered Naruto told him the whole true story, and he told Naruto the whole true story about the Uchiha massacre. That how it was had to be done by him nonetheless. It wasn't ordered by any of them, the village officials. It was his own plan alongside the civilians to take care of the Uchihas, because they wanted Uchihas under their thumb, and Uchihas won't let them. And that's what led to the coup, and that's what led to the Uchiha massacre. And once Naruto heard, he said Itachi that he was quite idiot for thinking that if he had to do this all by himself. He could have told the officials about this and they would have taken care of it. Itachi, for being a genius, felt like he was dumb now because he didn't thought about that at that time. And as for telling Sasuke the whole truth, both of them agreed that they should tell him the truth when the time comes. As for Tobi, he was the only one left, the true culprit. Zetsu too was killed once Naruto raided, using his Limbos clones in the other bases of Akatsuki, eliminating them one by one, and also infiltrating Otogakure, retrieving all of its prisoners and breaking their seals, and joining them into Konoha's forces, and destroying Oto once and for all. Doing this, he also gained another lover, which was Karen Uzumaki. Yep. Sasuke, being a male optimistic, left Karen behind, and Suigatsu and Jugo were the only one that left with him. Karen was sad that her friends abandoned her, but she was happy now that her Naruto helped her and in her time of need, and she was with one of her clansmen as well. Naruto was an Uzumaki, a true one at that. Nonetheless, only a half one at least. And yep, Naruto had to marry, with now his 4 wives in the altar as we go to our current scenario. What? Why am I being tied at least? Can I know about that? Well, you're going to run away again, because the last time we told you that we want to marry you, you ran away and disappeared for a week. Hey, I was about to go on a mission, I told you. Yeah, enough of your excuses, Naruto-kun. You're going to marry us, regardless. Oh, come on. At least let me be free. Nope. As the other audience who were there all laughed at this. Oh boy, this is going to be such a drag at the same time for Naruto, but so much fun for us, said Shikamaru. Oh boy, I cannot wait for Tamari to propose to you, Shikamaru. Yeah, we know both of you are going on dates secretly, and believe me when I say this, when the time comes, I will be there with a big old camera to take your ass pictures. What a drag, stupid blonde. You have to expose me in front of everyone. That's what you get by doing me like this. Yeah, right, dope. You're lucky enough to marry 4 beautiful women and you talk shit about it like it's a troublesome thing. No offense, Shikamaru. Yeah, none taken, Kiba. Go ahead, show him. You tell him. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, let's just get this over with. I hope you're going to have a happy life, Naruto. As Jiraiya also smiled, who was sitting there and crying anime tears. I cannot believe I'm jealous of you, Naruto. You gained not only one, two, three, but four beautiful women in your life. I'm so damn proud of you at the same time and jealous. But as Kai would like to say, enjoy the spring times of youth, Naruto. Jiraiya-sama, let's run 1,000 laps around Konoha. Yeah, Guy, can you do 2,000 for me? I'm still recovering. Yosh, I will do 2,000 laps. Guy-sensei, I will follow you. Lee, Guy. Oh no, not this again, said Naruto as he casted a genjutsu that made both of them fall asleep. Phew, I didn't want to see that horrendous genjutsu that nobody, even my Sharingan, can get out of. The sunset jutsu. The most terrifying jutsu indeed in the world. As for Toby, he arrived when the marriage was finished. Well, looks who is here. Naruto said, getting serious, as everyone also got serious at the same time. You have caused enough damage to my plans, Naruto. I am Madara. Yeah, we know you're not Madara. How do you know this then? Yeah, because I was trained by the original Madara. Naruto activated his Sharingan that morphed into the Mangekyo Sharingan. As Naruto stood in front of him. You still can't take me on. But we can, said two more figures with black hairs and red eyes. They were the Uchiha brothers, Itachi and Sasuke. What are you doing here? I made sure that you were outside this village and betrayed it and wanted to destroy it. Well, turns out that your plan fails again. Well, you see, it was me who destroyed your plans and made them reunite again. It was because of you and corrupted civilian council members that the Uchiha started the coup. It was you behind them. It was you behind the massacre. It was you all along impersonating Itachi and making him do this after making him drink that genjutsu wine. Wasn't it, Toby? Or should I say, Obito Uchiha? As Toby dropped his mask, revealing Obito as in his all and full glory. I guess you figured it out. Obito, why? Kakashi said in an angry voice. Why? You didn't protect her. That's why. As Kakashi was taken aback by this. You did all of this just because I let Rin die? Yes, Kakashi. I did this all just because you let Rin die. You killed so many people, Obito. This isn't what Rin wanted. You don't know about that. You don't know nothing. I will kill you and destroy this world and create a new world where Rin can live in peaceful life and you will not exist any longer. Oh my god, that's the next level to Yandere. Right there, said Jiraiya. Oh boy, I can use this in my new book. Jiraiya, we're in a serious battle right here. Come on, be serious. Yeah, right, Hime. Damn it, but this is a gold mine material. Well, I guess there's no holding back then. Destroy him. That's what we can do. Itachi, Sasuke, Kakashi-sensei. As the three of them nodded to Naruto, as four of the Sharingan wielders charged towards the said Obito. As if it wanted to phase, he was struck straight through the heart by a limbo clone. What? How? Bitch, I told you I was trained by the real Madara and has his Sharingan abilities. I will come back to life and kill you, all of you. I promise this. Oh, I make you sure that you never come back. Huh? How so? As Naruto and his limbo clone made some seals. Shinigami, summoning! And Shinigami arrived. Well, hello there, Shinigami-sama. Mortal, why have you summoned me? There's a sinful soul that I would like to offer you. In return for what? In return for a thing to be made true. And what is that? No more shall be the biju sealed inside a human, and used as weapon again by any other human again. ever. Hmm, a noble wish indeed. It will come to life once this person's soul is taken as payment. Obito Uchiha, you are truly a sinful soul, a destroyed one as well and consumed by darkness. As the Shinigami took his hand forward and grabbed Obito's soul, his screams could be heard through everyone as his soul was dragged to hell. And Shinigami made a hand seal, and all of the bijus had sparkling light over them. And they were separated from the Jinchurikis without killing them and put on Uzushio Gakure, a neutral ground, and there was a barrier around them, where they met a little QB as well, because he was revived there. It has already been fulfilled, and the location is sent to your mind as an image. You can track it down and meet them there. I have already informed them about you, Naruto, Uzumaki, Uchiha Namikaze. You have made your wish, and your price has been paid. I will leave this plane, mortal. And with that said, the Shinigami disappeared. Everyone heard gasps. After that, you mean to say that you freed the Bijus? Yes. Why? Well, Madara told me that they were sentinel beings, not mindless creatures. And yeah, I didn't want anyone to control them any longer. They are free now. Because they too can think and feel. And think about it. We have imprisoned them for so long without their consent. They have the right to be mad at us. And I just freed them, meaning I have created peace with them. And I can be a bridge between them and us to become friends. Don't you think that will work out? I guess it's good, but won't the other villages bitch about it? They can bitch all they want. They have to go through me first if they want to attack Konoha. And believe me when I say this, they are not foolish enough to do that. Well, you are true, Naruto. Well, Naruto-kun, I guess we can return back to ceremony, said Hinata as she grabbed Naruto by the collar and tied him again to the post. Not again! Why am I being tied again? Well, we don't know. What if you run away? Oh, come on! As all of them laughed, and yeah, Naruto happily got married, and Akatsuki was dealt with, and the world was at peace alongside with Bijus and became friends. And this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you like this one, and if you do, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing out. Peace.